This is Isaiah 49 and 50, and I do believe it's very relevant for right now. So it says, "Listen to me, O coastlands, and hear, you people from afar. Yah has called me from the womb, from my mother's belly he has caused my name to be remembered. And he made my mouth like a sharp sword, and in the shadow um, of his hand he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver he hid me, and he said to me, You are my servant, O Israel, in whom I have adorned. And I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for emptiness, and in vain. But my right ruling is with Yah, and my work is with Elohim." So a lot of people are probably coming to discover at this time that, yeah, they did a lot of things that just it had no benefit for anything, and that they are reminded that they are supposed to follow the Heavenly Father, and that they are called by His name for mighty works and that kind of thing. So I bring up the example of Simba a lot in The Lion King because this is his story. You know, he wanted to just live a life, no worries, just a hedonistic life is what it sounded like. And he had to be reminded of his identity and his purpose, because what he was called to do was be king. So it says, "And now said Yah, who formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob back to him, though Israel is not gathered to him, yet I am esteemed in the eyes of Yah, and my Elohim has been my strength. And he says, Shall it be a small matter for you to be my servant, to rise up the tribes of Jacob, and to bring back the preserved ones of Israel? And I shall give you a light to the nations, to be my deliverance to the ends of the earth. Thus says Yah, the Redeemer of Israel, their set apart one, to the despised, to the loathed one of the nation, to the servant of rulers. Sovereigns shall see and arise. Rulers also shall bow themselves because of Yah, who is steadfast, the set apart one of Israel, and he has chosen you. Thus Yah, in a favorable time I shall answer you, and in the day of deliverance I shall help you, and guard you, and give you for a covenant of the people, to restore the earth, to cause them to inherit the ruined inheritances." So, you know, that was the thing. Like, Simba, his inheritance was ruined because Scar deceived him, you know, calling him a murderer and all that. First off, Simba wasn't a murderer. He didn't premeditate his father dying, you know. This is something that happened on accident. So Scar convinced him of something that he wasn't, and then he ran away and started to live this lifestyle. And so his inheritance was ruined for a while until, you know, Nala came in the picture and was like, hey, get your butt back in line. So, you know, in a series of events happened after that. But, you know, he ran back to the Pride Land, noticed that there was other trash going on, and then unalived Scar. And, you know, took his place in the reign. So anyway, it says to say to the prisoners, "Go out to those who are in darkness. Show yourselves, let them feed on the ways, and let their pasture be on bare hills. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither heat or sun strike them. For he who has compassion on them shall lead them, even by fountains of water guide them. And I shall make all my mountains a way, and my highways raised up. See, these come from afar or far away, and see, those from the north and the west, and these from the land of Sinim. Sing, O heavens, rejoice, O earth, and break out in singing, O mountains, for Yah shall comfort his people and have compassion on his afflicted ones. For Zion says, Yah has forsaken me, and Yah has forgotten me. Will a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb?" So, this is what, you know, I try to tell people who are mostly Gentiles that don't believe that the father's lineage no longer counts. Would a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Though they forget, I never forget you. So he is talking to Israel right now. He cannot forget these people. The lineage is still binding in that case. So it says, "See, I have inscribed you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are always before me. Your sons shall hurry, your destroyers, and those who lay waste depart from you. Lift up your eyes round about and see. All of them gather together and come to you. As I live, declares Yah, you shall put on all of them as an ornament, and bind them on you as a bride does. For your waste in your deserted places, in the land of your destruction, soon shall be narrow for the inhabitants, while those who swallowed you up are far away." The sound of your bereavement shall yet say in your ear, the place is too narrow for me, make room for me to live. So the Father is doing this right now. There is only room for so much. And, you know, and that so much is just Him and His Word and His ways. It's very uncomfortable. It's like the press that's going on right now. And so people that don't choose to fit. Shall we continue? So it says, let's see. The sound of your bereavement shall yet say in your ears, this place is too narrow for me, make room for me to live. And ye shall say in your heart, who has brought forth these for me, since I am bereaved and barren and exiled and wandering and to and fro? And who reared them? See, I was left alone. From where did these come? And thus says the Master Yah, see, I lift up my hand up to the nations and set up my banner for the people. And they shall bring your sons in their arms and your daughters carried on their shoulders. So you guys might not want to hear what I'm about to say right now, but those babies that were in the NCIU that lady broke the bones of, totally, that lady is going to get so much judgment, and also people that have done, you know, similar things, anyone who's in sin basically. But this is also a sign. All right, so in Israel, or I'm sorry, in Egypt, the Egyptians or the Pharaoh was upset because the Hebrews were multiplying so quickly. And so what he did was send out a decree to unalive the children of Israel. So right now, you have a lot of the times in inner city neighborhoods where the descendants of Israel live, you have these Planned Parenthoods. So the person that started Planned Parenthood, her name was Margaret Sanger, and she was a eugenicist that thought that disabled and black people were less than everyone else. And so in order to reduce her population, she came up with this Planned Parenthood to make them, you know, have abortions. See, the problem is we have so much sexual immorality in the black community that we seem to have a lot of unwanted pregnancies. Black women are responsible for almost 4 times as many abortions as white women. That means there are probably a lot of Israelite babies that are being unalived, okay? This is Pharaoh's idea to reduce the population. And now you have of Israelites, that is. And now you have this woman that was breaking the bones of these children. It's the same thing, okay? And it also ties back to Passover. So during the crucifixion, the Roman soldiers would break the bones of the people that they were crucifying to crucify them quicker. However, and obviously crucifixion is murder. It's putting someone to death. So that's what this lady is doing to these babies. However, the Messiah, his bones were not broken. Praise Yah. So continuing, it says, and sovereign shall be your foster fathers, and the sovereignest your nursing mothers. They bow down to you with their faces to the earth, and lick up the dust of your feet. And ye shall know that I am Yah. Those who wait for me shall not be ashamed. So it definitely feels like we're in this waiting game right now. It's prey taken from the mighty, and the captives of the righteous delivered. Yet thus says Yah, even the captives of the mighty are taken away, and the prey of the ruthless is delivered. And I strive with him who strives with you, and I save your children. And I shall feed those who oppress you with their own flesh, and let them drink their own blood as sweet as wine. So I just watched this cartoon. It was basically like this African guy and this elephant-looking guy comes, and you know, he's eating all the good of this land, and he basically is nice to the guy, deceives him with, you know, nasty modern things like cigarette smoking and, I don't know, women, something. And the African guy gets distracted, and so the elephant guy comes into his house and takes it, and then it shows all these other animals, a crocodile. One was I just remember the crocodile because I'm like, that's super reptilian. But there was a couple other animals, and these are supposed to represent humans. And they make these laws so that this African guy cannot have his land. Well, the African guy, at the end of the video, he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a bigger house, and I'm going to, make it so all of them want this bigger house. And what's going to happen is they're going to turn against each other. And so they went to go get the house, they turned against one another. And even one was a priest, which I thought was so funny because a lot of times they do use religion in order to deceive people. But they were fighting over this house. Even the priest was fighting over this house that they technically stole, and they just beat each other up. And then the African guy set the whole house on fire. Oh Lord. Anyway, it just reminded me of when Yah is like, "I'm gonna make your enemies fight against one another." But anyway, it says, "They bow down to you with their faces to the earth. Lick up the dust of your feet, and you shall know that I am Yah. Those who wait for me shall not be ashamed. It's prey, it's prey taken from the mighty, and captives of the righteous delivered. Yet thus says Yah, even the captives of the mighty are taken away, and the prey of the ruthless is delivered. I strike with him or strive with him who strives with you. And I save your children, praise Yah, and I shall feed those who oppress you with their own flesh, and let them drink their own blood as sweet wine. All flesh shall know that I, Yah, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. And thus says Yah, where is the certificate of divorce, of your mother's divorce, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Look, you were sold for your crookedness, and your mother was put away for your transgression." So the mother oftentimes represents wisdom. It says, "When I came, why was there no man? When I called, why was there no one to answer? Was my hand too short to ransom, or have I no power to deliver? See, by my rebuke I dry up the sea. I make the rivers a wilderness. The fish sink, for there is no water, and die of thirst. I clothe the heavens with darkness, and I make sackcloth their covering." So I was thinking about this morning a lot because, you know, the Father, He will use the word as a double-edged sword. All this is to bring you to the light, okay? So He will use darkness to bring you to the light. He will humble you to do that. So in Passover, it was actually the double-edged sword that was the fowler. And so it would strike that which was not of God to remove it so that that person could be made clean. Or it would strike, people in general that were enemies to righteous folks or, his people. So it says, "The Master Yah has given me the tongue of taught ones, and I should know to help the weary with the word. He wakes me morning by morning, he wakes my ear to hear as taught ones. The Master Yah has opened my ear, and I was not rebellious, nor did I turn away. I gave my back to those who struck me, and my cheeks to those who plucked out the beard. I did not hide my face from humiliation and spitting. And the Master Yah helped me, therefore I shall not be humiliated. So I have set my face like a flint, and I know that I am not put to shame. Near is he who declares me right, who would contend with me. Let us stand together. Who is my adversary? Let him come near me. See, the Master Yah helps me. Who would declare me wrong? See, all of them wear out like a garment, and moth eats them. Who among you is fearing Yah, obeying the voice of his servant that has walked in darkness and has no light? Let him trust in the name of Yah and lean upon his Elohim." So that's definitely where we're at, leaning upon the everlasting arms. Yeah, for sure. Repenting and turning away from trusting in ourselves and our might and our intellect and all that. So it says, "See, all you who light a fire, girding on burning arrows, walk in the light of your fire, and in the burning arrows you have lit. From my hand you shall have this, you shall lie down in grief." Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, definitely pertinent for right now. I was also watching Sister Celestial, and she was saying some interesting things on one of her videos that was really out in September, and I hadn't actually watched it yet. But she was talking about how the children of Israel, like the lineage of Israel, will be exalted. They will get in these places in which no one can deny them. So, she said they're going to exceed academically, they're going to exceed in sports, they're going to go for promotions, and no one's going to be able to deny them. Now, let me tell you, when I was walking with God in spirit and in truth and nothing could get in the way, people would try to bring me down. It did not work. It didn't work. I was excelling so much, like it was crazy. So I think that's I think when you have his spirit and his power, you're able to do those kinds of things, and no one can say anything. And if they do, well, they're just going to look silly because everybody's looking like this person is the best at whatever they're doing. Like you're tripping, you're just jealous. But it's there to, give glory to him, because that's what the spirit and the power of God does. And so people look at you like, what do you got that I don't? Well, God, let me tell you. It's God. And that's why you have to give all glory to him too. Look at this sun emblem in the background. I just learned that Soul is possibly Statue of Liberty, which is Lucifer. And that's the thing, these wildfires that are happening in California right now, people think this is just random. They think it's by coincidence. I guess they're blaming like some kind of Muslim group, or they paid some Muslims to say that they did it or whatever. But you know, I think that's all this is happening because of the Californication that California has been doing for the longest time. Time is almost up for America, all right, and so it's a refinement by fire, if you will. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Have a good one. Bye.